Hello everyone, back tuning in to today's first video, doing weekend forecast. Today's first video later on, we'll have the latest Glastonbury update. That'll be this evening. But this is weekend forecast, going to have a detailed look at Weather Weekend. It will cover the start of the Glastonbury period as well, of course. And also the all-important referendum day on Thursday. So we'll see what weather's doing for all of these important events. With weekend forecast. Before I get on with that, though, just to say about the ads, there's links to articles on all of the pages. If you have a browser which is a click through the links, you'll be helping to pay for the website, and thanks very much for doing that. This video adds to most pages say, oh no, content we watch when it goes back up again. It does have to pay for our website. And the websites you're using for weekend forecast coming from theweatherout.com and website.de. You'll find a link to both websites on the links page. We'll start off with the radar picture from the Weather Outlook. There's not a great deal going on. Actually, we've got a little bit of showery rain in the east. That's not amounting to too much. And we've also got some showery rain coming in towards the west of Ireland. That will become a little bit more substantial across Ireland through the course of this afternoon. But generally, it's a much drier day compared to the big storms and severe weather that we've been having over the past few days. The trough of low pressure that gave us that deluge over the past few days has gone off into Central Europe. Now it's pushed off to the east, and we're under this little transient ridge of high pressure from the main high pressure, which is centred around the Azores. Of course, next area of low pressure will be with us later tomorrow. That's waiting in the wings in the Central Atlantic. So we've had quite a cloudy morning across many parts of the country, but the sunshine will be breaking through during the course of this afternoon. There'll be decent sunny spells developing, and many places are going to stay dry. We could have some showers in the far south and southeast. One or two of those might still be quite heavy with risk of a rumble of thunder, but I think they'll be fairly well scattered, and I suspect we won't have the torrential downpours of recent days. As we know, Ireland has got cloud and showery rain moving in, and that will get a little bit more extensive through the course of this afternoon. It's been quite a chilly morning, actually, with the cloud and the northerly wind, but as the sun comes out, temperatures will pick up a bit this afternoon, rising to around 20 degrees at 68 Fahrenheit, feeling really quite pleasant. Overnight tonight, we'll find that rain across Ireland, inching ever so slowly eastwards in towards western Scotland, southwestern England, but I think it'll be dying a death, really, as it does so, and won't be a great deal of rain on it. Central eastern parts of the country will stay dry tonight, with a mix of clear spells and variable cloud. It will become quite chilly, actually, in rural locations, with temperatures dipping down into single digits. But towns and cities should still hold up in double figures, around 10 or 11 Celsius. Weather goes downhill into Sunday as this next area of low pressure is moving in from off the Atlantic. So what we're going to find is that we'll start off with a mostly dry morning with decent sunny spells, but we'll have cloud, wind and rain developing and moving in from the Atlantic across Ireland through the morning, and then that will spread eastwards into many western and northwestern parts of the country during the course of Sunday afternoon. Some of that rain will be heavy, unlike today's rain, which is going to sort of fizzle out as it moves in. This rain looks quite substantial and heavy as it pushes into the western side of the country. Eastern regions will stay dry through daylight hours on Sunday. Temperature could reach 21 or 22 degrees in the sunshine in the east, but bear in mind it will be turning cloudier through the day as a veil of cloud spreads across the country. And western parts of the country just need temperatures of 15 or 16 degrees, and about wind and rain will feel quite chilly. A proper wet and windy night of it, I think, on Sunday night, so there'll be plenty of rain around. That will still be across central eastern parts of the country into Monday, but very gradually. It might take a while to clear, but very gradually it will clear away into the North Sea, and then we'll find brighter conditions moving back in from the Atlantic, and those brighter conditions could have some showers, but I don't think there'll be a huge number of showers actually following this particular band of rain. Temperatures, because of all the cloud and rain around, will be a little bit lower, but still at around 19 or 20 degrees when the sun comes out on the afternoon, so not too bad. And then the rest of the week, it all gets rather complicated. We've got low pressure up to the northwest of Scotland. We've got this ridge building across many parts of Europe, trying to push hotter air up from the south. And we're sort of in between these two air masses. So there is a lot of uncertainty from as early as Tuesday onwards. But I think we're likely to see further showery rain at times across Scotland and Northern Ireland on Tuesday. England and Wales probably gets a mostly dry day with sunny spells. Temperatures up to around 20 or 21 degrees. Wednesday looks like this, and it's not all that far away from a bit of a Spanish plume, actually. We've got high pressure across Central Europe, and the winds are going into the south. But I think we're just going to hold off that heat, really, as cooler air pushes in from the north and west. It's a very complicated pattern, though, that we got here for the middle and latter stages of the week. Overall, I would suspect we have a fair amount of dry weather on Wednesday, for England and Wales anyway, but for Scotland, Northern Ireland and Northern England, we could actually find some quite heavy thundery showers moving in from the west during the course of the day, maybe risk of a few thunderstorms in the north. Temperatures could be up to around 23 degrees in the southeast as we're on the edge of this plume. 23 degrees is 73 Fahrenheit. Now, this is how Thursday is looking. This is the referendum, of course, when everybody was going out to vote. It doesn't look like, at this stage, and it is a way off, and it is complicated pattern, but at this stage, it doesn't look as though the weather will have an effect to dampen down turnout. I would suspect we'll have a fair amount of dry weather. There's a slight ridge building in from off the Atlantic, and we're holding off this thundery plume that is across parts of France and going into Central Europe. So you may get a few showers in the south-southeast. They might be thundery. Elsewhere, though, I would have thought there's going to be a reasonable amount of dry weather with sunny spells. And temperatures in the south could be up to 24 or 25 degrees, so it is still really quite warm down in the south. In the north, it will be a cooler and fresher feel. But do bear in mind, there's a little bit of uncertainty about this, just because it's a way off and it's quite a complicated pattern. And then we go through to Friday, and this is the first day of the Glastonbury Festival, of course. It looks like we're building a ridge from the Atlantic ridge, got a big ridge in the Atlantic, we're building a ridge from that over the country. So Friday looks a mostly dry day at the moment with sunny spells. It will be a bit cooler and fresh as well, I think, as the flow and the wind direction is turning a little bit more to the north or northwest. I would have thought it would be a bit cooler and fresh, especially down in the south, but potentially quite a nice day. And then we get into the weekend, again, very uncertain snow, and I will be doing a Glastonbury update tonight, having a detailed look at this period. But it does suggest, at the moment anyway, that we keep a ridge quite close to the country, although by Sunday, perhaps the next band of rain coming into the north and west. That's a long way off. Finally, having a look at the charts from the weather outlook, and this is how we're looking for today. A lot of dry weather, actually, a few showers still left, but a fair amount of dry weather across many parts of the country. Sunday, we'll get off to a dry note in many places, but cloud and rain will be spreading in from the west through the course of the day, with most places turning wet and windy by the time it gets dark. If we go through to Monday, this rain could take quite a long time to clear from eastern parts of the country, but eventually it will push away, and then bright skies, a few showers edging in from the west. Tuesday, a lot of dry weather, but it does suggest a risk of showers, especially in the north and west. Still a risk of showers on Wednesday, and again, they're most likely in the north and west. Temperatures becoming quite warm in the south. Thursday, a reasonable amount of dry weather, a few showers still left, maybe thundery in the southeast, as we're on the edge of quite a hot push of air over the continent. And then Friday looks mostly dry. Again, risk of a few showers in the north, but a mainly dry spell setting up probably for the south and lasting into the weekend. That's a long way off, though. There is a lot of uncertainty from around middle of the week onwards, so watch your space. In summary, then, it looks like we're going to be seeing a fair amount of dry weather through the weekend, although it will turn wet and windy from the west later tomorrow. That leads to quite a spell of wind and rain on Sunday night and lasting into Monday morning. After that, a reasonable amount of dry weather. There will be showers scattered about through the middle and last stages of the week, but I would have thought there's a fair amount of dry weather, especially down in the south. The north could have more showers, particularly on Wednesday. Very showery day possible in the north then, but a reasonable amount of dry weather in the south. The referendum, at the moment, the weather is looking mostly dry on Thursday, but can't rule out the chance of some thundery showers, perhaps most likely in the south. And then day one of Glastonbury on Friday, again looking mostly dry and a little bit cooler and fresher. Come back this evening for a detailed look at the Glastonbury weekend. Right, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.